Hello everyone, it's Kari. Thank you so much for stopping by today. I have a fun fall card I'm going to share using these products from Maker Forte. This first one is called Thankful Word Collage. It's one of their new ones, and look at this. You can use it on a slimline card. You can put these two sentiments in the middle, and we're going to do that today. We're going to pair it with this Slimline Splashes set, and look at all these great watercolor looks you can get with this set. I also have some English mustard cardstock that's also from Maker Forte, and I've cut this down so it has like a stitched edge on it. I love that extra added detail, and then I have a piece that goes right in the middle and it fits perfectly. And the reason it fits perfectly is because I use these dies from Pinkfresh Studios. So I don't know about you, but sometimes I cannot get a slimline to cut exactly perfectly when I'm trying to cut it myself. So I really do like using the dies. To start out, we're going to go ahead and put this on our Misty. This is a regular size Misty, and I'm just going to place this on, and I decided I needed a stronger magnet. So I'm putting on the bar magnet to keep that in place. This is actually watercolor paper. It's Canson XL, and I've got 3 colors of Distress ink and my Nuvo mist bottle. Now the colors I'm using are just a red, an orange, and a yellow. So this is Fired Brick, Spice Marmalade, and Wild Honey. And I'm just putting them on, and as I'm doing this, I'm realizing I should have started with the yellow first. So as not to get any ink contamination, I like to start with the lightest and move to the darkest, but today for some reason I was feeling a little backward. Then I spritz that with the water, and I'm going to place that onto the watercolor paper and leave it there for a little while. You don't want to pull this up too quickly because you want it to soak into that paper. And I have a little excess water, as you can see, so it's dripping a little bit all over the place, but no worries. Just take a cloth and wipe that up. So I'm just going to kind of dab up the excess water here, and there is our panel. Now I'm going to set that aside to dry for a little bit of time, and when it's completely dry, I'm going to stamp on this sentiment set. This is the Thankful Word Collage once again, and it is wide enough that you can use it on a regular A2 size card. You can use it on one of those smaller, thicker slimline cards. You can use it on the wider cards. 5x7 probably would work just fine too. So that's kind of exciting. This stamp set has so much versatility, so much you can do with it. I'm taking the clear ink pad from Maker Forte so that I can emboss this word collage right onto my watercolored background. Now, I have done a watercolor background video, 5 ways to get a perfect watercolor background, and I'm going to link that here and below, so if you want to go and watch that, you can, because today I'm only showing you this one way, but you may want to take a look at that to see all the other ways that you can use these. Here I'm adding some gold embossing powder, and I'm just going to make sure I get all of those spots, and then I'll heat set that with my heat gun here. And it's so pretty on that watercolor background to have some gold embossing, especially for a fall card. So there's our background. Look how pretty it catches in the light. You might notice that some of it did not emboss perfectly, but that's okay because we're going to add a few things to the top of this, and that will disguise the imperfections. And after all, it is handmade, right? So for the thanks, I'm going to stamp it in black ink. Originally, I thought I might white heat emboss it, but I wanted a little more contrast, and so that black is really going to jump off the background here. So I'll stamp that with the VersaFine Onyx Black, and I'm going to clear heat emboss it so it's just as shiny as the rest of our card. So pretty and very simple. So let's take a look at how that looks with our English mustard background. So nice, it pops right off there. So now it's time to add our leaves. I have this stitched peony set from Maker Forte, also designed by Syberia, and these leaves are so pretty. They're kind of like a sketched look, and I thought they would be gorgeous embossed in gold on the English mustard cardstock. So that's what I'm going to do. I'll stamp these out using clear ink and then go ahead and gold heat emboss them. And then I'm just going to fussy cut these out so that we can use them as embellishments on the front of that card. These are pretty simple to cut out. I didn't have too much of a problem, and so it was pretty quick work. To make these pop even more off the front of the card, I'm going to color them with some Distress Oxides, and the reason I chose oxides is because they stay on top of your paper. They're more of a pigment ink. So even though I did the English mustard, I'm adding some more colors. So we've got all kinds of fall tones on this card. Look how fast and easy. There we go. So I am going to go ahead and do all of these. I wipe off the top of that embossing powder so you can still see the gold. And then I'll do the rest of these and add them all to the card using some foam tape so they pop right off the top. I'm using some thinner foam tape here so that they fit better. It fits better on the card or on those leaves. So this is from scrapbook.com and I really love this width of foam tape. And so that's what I'm going to use for these smaller images. I still cut some down a little bit to fit on the leaves, but it worked really, really well for this card. Here's the last little leaf, and we're just add the foam tape to that one, attach it to the card, and look at that. It covers up the spots that really didn't emboss fully for me. So that's another great thing about adding embellishments to your cards. I love it. Now I'm going to use some regular 3M foam tape to add this panel to the yellow panel. And the reason I'm doing that is because when you're using watercolor cardstock, sometimes it gets a little bit warped. And when you add the foam tape to add it to the next panel, then it straightens it out really nicely. So that's a neat trick and something that you can do at any time you're using watercolor paper. There we go. We'll just add that to the top. And now it's time to make the card base. So I'm using some Lawn Fawn paper here. This is vanilla malt and it's 100-pound paper, nice and thick for this card. And sometimes when you're using irregular sizes for slimline cards, you don't really want to do the math, or at least I don't. So I take the cardstock, I put it in my scoreboard, and I score it right with the panel right on top so I know exactly where it needs to be folded so that it's going to fit that card perfectly. Since this is 100-pound paper, I did score it on both sides, and then I'll just cut that down so that the back matches the front and you have a perfect panel every time. No math involved. So you're welcome. Now I'm just going to glue that on using some liquid adhesive. This is my favorite right now, the Nuvo Deluxe Liquid Adhesive. I love it. I am constantly running out of this. I need to get some more already. So there we go, just adding that to the card. I'll put some acrylic blocks on the top so that that will stay down nice and firm. And then I thought I needed a little bit of bling. I usually like to add glitter, if you know me, or something. So today it's going to be some gold metallic sequins. Perfect for a Thanksgiving card, for fall. And I'll just use this tool here to add that. This is my rainbow gem picker, and it's actually two tools in one. On the other side there is a craft pick. So I love this tool. I'll link it below if you're interested, and it's so super easy to add the embellishments this way. So there is our card for today. I hope you enjoyed this process in this fall card. I'm going to show you a quick close-up here of how pretty this turned out. You can see all the embossing and the glitter and the different fall colors. I love those sequins on there too, just to add a little bit of something extra. So there you go. Anyway, thank you so much for stopping by. I really, really appreciate it. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. It really does help with YouTube, and I appreciate it so much. I also love your comments, and I'll be back real soon with some more card inspiration. So thank you so much once again. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.